All right, we got enough people here, I think. How is everyone?
Mostly muted, but pretty good. How's it going today, man?
It's going. It's Saturday. It's a good day.
Yeah.
All right, almost there. So, anyone have any bouts they want us to watch first?
Ooh, mine.
You want to go with yours first? Okay. Okay, yeah. We'll be watching mostly here, but if you guys could open the YouTube stream just so it shows numbers, I would like that. Or appreciate that. Anyway, so here we are. So we want to watch yours first. All right, let's roast the crap out of you. Spoiler alert, he was winning. Okay, so why did you send us this bout? Was it kind of hard or?
I found this one quite easy actually. Um,
Okay, so you just send this in to brag.
no. I did feel like I got quite. I don't know. I wouldn't call it sloppy, but I think I was. I knew it was an easy one, so I wasn't really. I wasn't really going strict. I was kind of experimenting, if you could say.
This was competition.
Yeah,
Okay, you gotta
it
be
was
careful with that.
ranking
That's
one
how
and that.
you. That's how you chose. That's how. Okay, so let's. All right, let's hear your thought process before. Like, I'm guessing you kind of knew who this was to some extent.
Sorry?
Did you know this person, or is this the first
No,
time you
I've
fenced them?
never met this guy before.
Okay, so what was your thought process? You have a relatively short
Usually,
lefty in front of you.
yeah. Usually, I just new fencer. I'm going in. I'm just kind of prodding around, seeing how they move, how they react. That's kind of my thought process. So I was going in. I, I haven't watched this bout for a while, but I think I was just trying to make him react, see if he's overcompensating, if he's undercompensating, just see if I can find anything. I don't know what happened then. I think my tip was just off.
Oh shoot, that's a good reaction you want to pay attention to. Because it was a scare. It looked like a scared reaction. He thought you were gonna attack, and he just threw himself out. So already right now, I'd be like, man, this guy's getting a six to the face.
Okay.
But it's just you not being ready. Like,
Yeah.
look how close you are relative to where you could be for if you're just trying to stop a hit. But it's a 15, so we don't really care.
Mhm.
So we're not panicking yet.
No.
You see this pattern here, and then you just kill it.
Yeah.
So like after a hit like that, I would personally like I'm gonna keep doing that hit until it proves me wrong.
Okay.
So this right here is annoying. Let's see. I don't mind the hopping, but then this here.
Yeah.
Let's get the
Okay.
frame. Give me that frame. Anyway, that's not that I could care less about the antics, but like you saw the frame. Like you're basically standing up. Be very careful doing that, especially in the middle of the strip. If he decided to like not respect that, he should have just flushed at you.
Yeah, I think with that I was trying to bounce up on the high line and then go back into the low line and just make him have to gamble on what he was going for.
I told you this last time too. When you go for counterattacks, you like systematically stand up.
Yeah.
Like this. Oh my god. Like if he decided like realistically, you probably wouldn't have gotten anything. If he decided to just call you out, zero chance unless you hit the hand hit.
Okay.
But if you're just going in for a poke, it should like it should be fluid. These dead pokes here, these are so risky. Well, yeah, no, they're pretty risky. Or like if you did them against someone better, they wouldn't bring you anything. I paused for effect. I'm enjoying. I like this. Just like asserting dominance.
I think
Now
he
he's-
narrowly missed his arm on this first attack there.
That's okay. That's okay. We take those doubles, but this is him. He's starting to get some confidence.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you expect him to do a second flash after he did the first one?
Yeah, cause like I guess I would. I'm assuming no.
Okay.
Like for a guy to just throw himself
No,
twice in a row, that's
Yeah,
unexpected.
I think that would have caught me off guard. That's probably why it ended up a double.
This is okay. I like this. See, like your legs are sharp when you go in for that little poke. So even if he did decide to call you out, you'd be fine.
Yeah. I kind of like to just hit the guard just for hitting's sake, just bring their attention back to the hand.
So this is like your third low-handed double. And this guy's always got a high tip. Right, so at this point, if I'd be like, raise your hand if I was strip coaching you.
Yeah, my coach actually did say I need to keep my hand higher on my hits. He hasn't watched this particular fight. He's only seen one hit that got sent in there.
Ah, you weren't
I
even
don't-
close.
Look, I thought I did touch his foot on that one.
So far, first period, a lot of your problems. Oh, this is finally attack with a high hand. So this is a good tempo. When you see someone's got like a little, like being really flat on their feet. So if you can pinpoint people on these timings, that's when That's when like basically your timing, like your attack, matters less than what you actually do.
Okay.
Like if you basically, sorry, that made no sense now that I say it. Like I said it out loud, but like
Should go for an attack when they're being like.
yeah,
delayed
like now, yeah, which you literally just do. So basically, there at this point, if your arm was higher, there would be zero doubt that you would get this even more. Right, so you can just focus on I have a high hand and I'm going, as opposed to did I disengage the right parry.
Okay.
Oh, Lewis, yeah, I see you. Yeah, I'm all good. Relatively speaking, I'm all good. I will probably see you at practice tomorrow. Did he? Let's see.
I don't know what he. I think he just slapped my arm.
He
Actually,
he gave you the
might
old
have-
foil attack. But that was good. You extend your arm and just ran into you.
Mhm.
He's
I
panicking.
like that hit. Yeah, his I think it was his dad. Or, no, maybe one of his club mates. He was saying, "Oh, just keep."
And you got that because your legs were kind of, relatively speaking, your legs were kind of low.
Mhm.
So far. Your sins are.
Yeah. My coach was
Right.
also saying that my in that not this fight, the other one, he said that my legs were too far apart, and then they come too close together when I'm doing my steps.
We'll have a look. Right, so yeah, so your legs are a little too high a lot of the times, and sometimes you're not ready at weird times, but could also that could also be like you now you're getting confidence, so the bout flow's going better.
Yeah, I think I just after the first period, I just thought, this guy's not that good. I'll just go for it. So I kind of like to take my time and be quite passive in the early hits, just so I can get a good feel about how they fence. That hit there was my coach said it was the best one of the competition that he saw from me.
I think if you focused on your back leg, because your front leg's kind of bent, so again, you weren't ready at a really weird time. Like you're getting pressured, and then somehow from downtown he just straight flushes you.
Yeah.
If you focus on your back leg being a bit more bent, because now it feels like all your push comes from your your calf, because this leg you're not really like bending it that much.
No.
So if you focus on getting that back leg bent, it'll help you keeping the right leg always engaged.
Okay.
So far, a lot of the hits did happen in the middle in the first 10 seconds. But I can't nitpick that at the tournament if it's working. That was good. That was, like, I like this bit more than I like that toe hit. Because this was so textbook. You went in, drew a reaction, and then you actually took the time to retreat.
Yeah.
So, like, you don't do a lot of Like, you should experiment with doing beats to the hand and stuff to get reactions out of people.
Yeah, I tried to.
Oh, like, as soon as you stood up, I'm like, this dude's about to get smacked. And see, since you were standing up, all he had to do was just have his guard higher than yours and hit you.
Okay. I tried to stay off the blade as much as possible because I get very little control of my sword since I pommel.
I pommel too, and I can do some pretty strong beats. So I'll stop standing up.
Yeah, I nearly fell on that one.
These are your sins.
Okay.
But like, not bad.
Thank you.
It's, yeah, by no means like bad fencing or anything. It's just, I think you'd remove a lot of inefficiencies by just being more ready,
Okay.
more disciplined, especially on the legs.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
No worries, dude. Anytime. All right, who is? Anyone have videos of them? Do you want to be roasted a bit, or do we want to do pro?
I mean, you could do my other one if no one else is.
Or someone in. Can I do Kenan Tokyo? I could do like little. Yeah, go for it. Forward them to me either in PM or by. You can either DM them to me or email them to me if they're too big or if it's not like a YouTube.
I had like uploaded on Google Drive, so I can share you a link.
Okay.
The video's like hella broken up because I had a friend who is like pretty new at fencing, and he started recording, but he like kept chopping up the videos randomly. But it goes in order. It goes from like the one on the very bottom first, and then going up from there, I think.
Okay, so was this perfect? We got it. So is this like a practice bout?
No, this is from like my state's fencing league, and this is like finals there.
Okay. And who are you? You're the lefty or righty?
The guy on the right.
Okay. Well, let's see. Oh, your French grip. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing a pattern of. Okay, so you're going into a final against the lefty, so another theme. What's your thought process?
This guy's what's it called? This is like basically been like trashing our league like the whole past 2 years. I'm pretty sure he's undefeated for the past 2 years actually. But he was mainly like a foilist, so I was thinking of trying to like avoid a lot of close fights and just trying to pick at like the arm with like counters, or if I could find timing, just flush in.
Okay, so how do you define timing?
Just like on like a committed step forward, and if I'm in distance on the committed step forward, I can just flush.
Okay. Yeah, he looks like he's a bit more experienced. So already we're back here, and you haven't really, as I say that, you try something, but from the whole time, right? Let's look at all your feints, and we'll see if they actually warrant anything. Right. So like you're mostly tip to tip distance. So far you've only backed up. See this? This is nothing. You haven't even gone past tip to tip. You were closer by accident earlier. So far your information gathering has been non-existent. Although you kind of creep back forward, but you haven't actually creeped back forward. Or you've creeped back forward to a very safe distance. That makes sense?
Yeah. It's really like a problem I have is like what's called run back too much too often.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, eventually, just like you have to learn to pull the trigger. But like right now, like in your mind, like I've been there too. I feel like I'm gathering info. So this is your first time where you've gotten an actual reaction. You went deep enough for him to think that it at least warrants him to shoo you away with an 8. And a retreat, actually. So he does respect some of what you're doing. Oh, what? Yeah, so. Oh, I see that.
Yeah, I'm like it's annoying because like when you can't like go frame by frame.
Oh, okay, that's why I was like, why did it skip?
Yeah.
It is what it is. Oops. That's fine. It's okay. So far, you've out of 2 points against you. Was it around here? Like this is something, right? So when people start reacting, that's when you need to that's what you need to really hone in on, like especially at practice, because that way you'll learn what that distance is, and then you can actually really start manipulating those timing. But obviously, that competition is hard. Like your legs are pretty bent, it's good, but then right, you get back here and you have nothing to work with, right? You're freaking out, you're getting pushed, and now all of a sudden you're just kind of forced to either probably get hit if you let him attack, or just kind of like direct attack because you're panicking a little. Oh, I like that. That slide. But you see there, you were forced to just kind of direct attack into something without any info. The hit should be good, but the ref called halt too early. But same thing, right? You didn't really get much, and now again.
Oh wait, I just realized something. I told you the wrong order. I think this actually might be the end of the bout.
What's that?
I think I might have actually told you the wrong order. This might be the end of the bout.
That's okay. Oh, it is. That's okay. We're near the end of it. We can look through more, like all the clips anyway. I have a feeling the order is gonna. If this is how you fence at the end of a bout, I have a feeling the beginning wasn't that much crazier either.
Almost like with this was like at the beginning was sort of like okay, it was just like doubling a lot, and then by the like start of second period, I started getting what's it called punished a lot because he was actually like being patient instead of like aggressive.
Yeah, 'cause here he's just kind of rushing you. You see, you can see a lot. So even though like in getting hit, so let's see. Those people, to those of you watching, tell me first hit. Tell me what's something we can already notice from our friend here. From the guy on the left. So let's see. Who's in the chat? Who's watching? Achilles, are you watching?
I am.
All right, green beans. So what did you notice on this?
If you go back on there.
Just this one hit here.
Yeah. Look where their people's elbows are. Look how the distance their arm has to travel is much, much greater. That's one thing I noticed quite quickly.
Yeah. What else? Anyone else?
Quite leaning forwards.
Yeah, that's something too. Look how this guy like systematically preps in 6. Right, there's something, right? There's a timing. Here? Ooh. Like, I think if you're, if you're able to hold your ground and just call him out. Right, so then we could start playing off that. This guy wants a 6 to prepare anything. Maybe we can give him 6 on purpose. Try to go for, like, something safe would be give him 6 on purpose, and then just slide under the hand. Oh, that was almost, wait, okay, that was really good. Good. So here, this is good. You like, he was starting to get close. You push, go back. You're getting ready. This is a little far, but like he has to respect this. If you could do this without the ballet stance, that's better. It's always easy to freeze frame yourself. So like, don't. It's okay if like as long as the legs are bent, this is good. But then at some point, right, you need to start pushing what he's gonna do, and. So see, even there, you went in on this step forward, and because you went in like on his step, it didn't even matter that he somewhat got your blade. He's off balance and you hit. I was saying that's green bean. That's kind of what we were talking about earlier. Like if you go in at the right moment, you can be wrong on the actual technical action, but it won't matter. So see, no, that was good. But you see, like our premonition from earlier, right? If this guy gets scared, he's doing 6.
And it was just off stroke, and then he just
That's fine. You're just a badass. So you're like, nope. So I see that as a power move. Like you're very often very far. So at that distance, I like that you tried for a toe hit, but like, oh, lucky double. That distance, right? You could start working on your toe hit a bit. 'Cause that was pretty close. Look at that. That like, see, that drew a reaction. Finally, you didn't attack like something real. He had to respond to it. So that's the French grip effect. We get away with those. Oh, unlucky. You see. I thought it looked like he hit you under, but he is actually on top. You see, you still had more room for 1, but he also jumped up. See, that's remember how early like you did a bunch of counterattacks and you were just jumping. Oh, the dude on the left's a foilist. That's funny.
yeah, he's like cracked that foil.
Oh, he was on a. This is in the U.S. He was on the cadet foil team. He was, at the very least, pretty good. Okay, so let's write down your set.
One other issue I had like going into the bout was like I hyped him up a lot in my head because But this guy had, I think it's been like gotten gold at every single meet that we've had this past 2 years, and I haven't been able to fence yet. And so I was like hella scared to go deep because I was afraid he would just like take my blade and shove it in.
Until he actually does. Just assume they can't. Assume everyone's trash until they prove you otherwise.
Right. Okay.
Respectfully, of course. But yeah, like you gotta like just do more things in general, or not even like the biggest one is deeper feint. Yeah, so you need to go like way deeper with your feint so you can actually get reactions. And then if you get confused as to what that is, just go back to that toe hit where he freaked out and went back. Like that's the reaction you want when you're going like here.
Okay.
Like you need to get something concise, and then when you're on your when you get rushed back like that, remember that like you get realistically maybe 1, 2, and 3 real attempts to get something before you're at the end. So in my mind, like when I'm backing up, it's kind of like 1, 2, 3. If I get to 3, I know I'm like kind of in the back and I need to have learned something by now. So that's my 2 cents there. Oh, I got Nyx actually in here. Alright, do we have any more viewer bouts?
My other one.
Sure. You sent that to me before, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Get someone else. Hold on, so we need to go down. Alright, so I'm assuming you're on the left here?
The left.
Okay.
I'm the Brazilian of the Brazilian team.
Nice. So this is cool. So you're against a Chilean guy. What was your let me see. Have I ever fenced this guy? No. Okay. So what was your in team it's a bit different. The risk you take have to be a little bit different just because you're not fencing for yourself only. So it's like you can't like you can't just be like, oh sorry boys, lost 6, but I learned a lot.
Yes, I agree with that.
So here you have to be a bit more attentive. So what was your team? What was your team telling you here? What did they want out of you?
Like at this moment, we went to like losing for 2 points, and this guy take second place in the individual. So they said like make your game, because I played with him the pool and it was well. I lost like for 1 point, was 5 against 4. And they say play your game. So if you don't feel well in the game, you stop and make the
If you're getting slaughtered in a team bout, you need to slow it down, or else life is gonna be hard.
yes.
But what's important in a team, right? It's 4-6. I'm guessing. So this is the 3rd or 2nd match.
Yeah, it was the third match.
3rd, yeah. So like, there's still a lot of time. You're only in the first relay. So if this guy is their strongest one, and I'm guessing you were number 2 or 3 on your team.
3. number 3.
Yeah.
Number 3.
So at
And the
the at
guy
the
was number 2. The guy was number 2 and me number 3. Was
yeah.
the yes.
So this guy's fencing well. So like you can potentially lose a lot of points if you don't have your head on your shoulders.
Yes.
But yeah, but with passivity, like so one at least one, you're gonna have to do at least one thing, depending. This is good. This is you're very safe. Oh, what a badass! Wow, that was man. That was very patient. So, do you remember baiting this, or was it just kind of? So that was really good. Like you were already on your legs. Like you got that 100% just because you were actually fencing and he was not. Like he just tried to backflick you.
Yeah.
So in team bout, that's good. Like it's an unforced error by him. So far, you're killing it. This is really, yeah, so it's really good. You're usually pretty low on your legs. Be careful when you do this because it's a pattern. But you're doing it from very far, and this is good. He can't find it. So far, you're... Oh, and as I say that, you're about to get hit.
Yes.
So this is like... I do this sometimes too. Like, I feel good, and I'm like, man, I'm going to get the sickest toe hit. And then you kind of attack for no reason. But you didn't need to take that risk. 7-6, you've already done your job. You're closer for your team. But another reason why I think it'd be weird to go for the toe hit at this distance is earlier, right? You saw him do 8 a lot. If we go back to the last points, but we're not going to make anyone watch another minute and a half. We saw at least 2-3 8s from him. So we know he's capable of doing it. And then at this distance, you're so far, unless unless you're already on his foot right now, it's not going to hit. He's either going to do 8 or just bring his tip down and snipe you. So that was a little bit far, and you just kind of wasted the last minute where you got this beautiful touch.
To have to be more penetration in the first act to go in the feet.
Yeah, like if you want to go for the foot, you can't be that far. And it's especially in team, like when you're slowly coming back, you really got to take your time with toe hit. Unless you're like, I feel like you went for that, and even like yourself, you're like maybe this will hit.
Yes, like for me, I failed like in the first action. I have to make a good feint to go in the foot.
Like yeah, exactly. And then here, right, you can get good on. Right, imagine you can do a feint that stops. It's hard to do frame by frame on this. But imagine you did a good feint from around here, right? Let's say you did a feint here and your leg was still on the floor, and then you leave. Yeah. There, like that would have been good because it would have scared him. But instead, right, you kind of went all in right away. So there was no real setup to it.
Yes.
I'm just good. You already, but right there, you seem to take the. I guess your team's giving you lots of feedback. You're very much slowing it down already.
As like we talk about to make a slow.
Yeah, and this is good. See, like when you take your time, your hits are like your fencing is very clean.
Yeah, it like we talk about to make a slow recover, you know that.
Yeah.
So going to play slow.
Oh, that see, like when you take your time, you get really nice hits. And you see that there, like it's your. I don't know what your thought process were, but what I see right is, you go in, you kind of flick, and you see that this guy doesn't do anything. Then you go in again, and you just call him out.
Yes.
Right, so your risk calculation is really good, but you need to put info on your computer. But if you put no info on your computer, also known as your brain, physically the other guy looks a little bit like stronger, so you won't win that a lot.
In this action, I make the good thing, but the good brain.
I think it's good, but you miss.
Yes, I missed that.
So no, nothing, like nothing bad. Like, see, this is one where like, yeah, that could have been like, it was good on both of you. He was a bit faster, but like, I'm not as, mad is a strong word, but I'm not as annoyed. Oh wait, it is third peak guy.
I should have left the tip on the hip of the trailer, but
Yeah, or even
I
like hop
forgot
back.
this. Yes, exactly.
But like, unlike the other toe hit, like it was you did something to get that reaction. Like it didn't just happen because. Wow, that was. Alright, so right now, like we know this guy's hand is weak. I would just start playing this guy's hand like crazy.
Yeah.
Like after that, oh man.
I like the display.
Don't get to see. Don't get too excited. 'Cause now, if you do that,
Yes.
he'll win the physical contest. That's good. Like, yeah, when you play, like, don't give this guy too much respect because he did good the day before.
Exactly.
On physically, another one happens in the next 10 seconds. Oh, off the toe hit again. Why? Yeah, so you need to work on your toe hit this.
Yes, the toe, but like the foot hit was so bad this match. Like was not well.
It's an okay double A, kind of. But you're really, I feel like you're not on your legs like you are normally.
I this game, like in this final, I see my foot works not very well because like my tooth is like, how can I say this? My foot was tilted. You can see that, like in the footwork, and my foot is like was tilted, so I lost too much. I missed a lot of equilibrium of a
Yeah,
balance. A lot
balance.
of balance. You know that? So this was so bad for me in this game.
Okay,
And
let's.
I see in this game was the worst for me.
Okay, so like here and here it's good. So one nice thing is right since, imagine right you gave up another point in your other bout and now it might not be 14-13. So right, this is why in team it's a very different environment. But now you're winning, and I'm gonna assume. So you said not so good, so you're about to lose a bunch of points.
I didn't see that.
So see, so this is a bit like our friend earlier. Right, so far you started to go back, but like none of your feints have been, none of what you've been doing has had much meaning. And you're already here, and you have nothing. Oof. Right, like you're very far, right?
Yes, very, very.
4, you're kind of close, but still, like, one lunge here, risky.
Like, this was bad.
It was rushed. It was a little bit rushed. You felt pressured, but it's not the end of the world. Like you went off an idea, so it sucks, but you can take
And
it.
I went strafe, no? Like, with nothing to counter the counter attack.
Yeah. Well, like you tried to beat 4, I think, or take 4 and go to the foot, leg 4 leg,
In the leg.
where he just kind of did, right? This guy didn't really show you any parries yet, so risky.
Yes.
You're really strong when you play like with the hand. You're very pretty good at reading what happens when you can get here, but you don't get to that commitment distance that often. It's actually like safer than you think, right? To really go here and leave, it's a lot safer than we think it is. It's just exhausting.
Yes, this makes sense. Like in this moment, I feel a lot of pressure of the to play in this place of the piece, no? Like
Yeah, but you're not in like, you're not in mortal danger yet.
I felt suffocated, no?
Yeah, I
All the
mean
time.
you're almost there, but you still got some room to breathe. You're not in the coffin yet. But see here, when you feel pressured, none of your feints really mean anything. He doesn't have to respect anything. See, like even there, you basically like 3/4 lunged and you got nothing for it, except like a potential cramp. I see like maybe you got like maybe an 8, but like it was just like leave me alone, and then he keeps pushing.
Yes.
Oh, this is risky. Mr. Greenbean was guilty of this also. So he'll stand up and look at the hand like you look like you're trying to dance. Like you're trying to be a bird.
Yes. This was so bad. And
then right after that you panic and you do your best arm pump. You do your best Canon impression, I think. When he loses, unfortunately.
Yes, exactly.
You see that? Yeah, so you get pressured and you panic. And it's difficult, right? Because when someone's pushing you, we feel like the distance is always closing in. But in reality, like it's not getting that close. He's just pushing, you're retreating, pushing, retreating, and you're never doing anything because you feel like you're close already, but you're actually not.
Exactly. It have to go in the hand and come back. Or be more aggressive in the hand. Like, but at this moment,
But in your mind, you feel like it's close.
Yes, exactly. In like, it was a final, so I get, oh my god, I have to take this because we are winning. So I have to maintain the result.
Yeah, I mean, that's why team's a bit different though, because there's still pressure.
Yes, like in the fun moment, the funny moment, the fun action is like, I like to play in this under this pressure, like in
Yeah.
in the like in the end of the track. No, I like to play.
Yeah, this is good, right? You're getting stuff, but then here, right, by the time you've gone here now, you still haven't done much. And then finally here, you start panicking, so you do
Yes,
one flick.
I like to play in this end of the track, but in this match, I have so much difficult to play.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
fine.
yeah.
And then, right, so here you showed him one flick, and then all he does is he puts his tip there in case you do something similar, and then he hits you.
This
Right,
was so
so-
good.
It was a good hit, like he's pressuring you, and he's fencing quite well. Oh, finally, you did something. Like, I like this one here. Look at that, like that guy got something. So far, oh, unlucky. But now
This was so-
you're a little bit like, you're tilted. So yeah, he didn't even mean to get that. You're getting so distracted and caught up, so, right? So basically you're doing a lot of feints, and then all he's really doing is putting his tip where something might happen. So I don't think he means to get it, but he's just kind of playing, like he's betting. He's playing poker.
Yes, exactly.
But unfortunately, you have no cards.
Yeah, exactly. In this moment, I'm just praying to finish the match. You know, like, oh my god, I have this match has to finish quickly because I'm.
Oh, right. See, so now you're being so far, and you're never going past. Like you're never really going past the distance. So all he's doing is putting his tip forward, and you eventually panic and just run into it.
Exactly.
Because like then you think about it, right? That where your hand was, it's still within that same circle. He just put his tip on the same spot for like 3 different times when you walk forward.
What was like the same free hits?
More or less, yeah. And it's a lot of it is because you're backing up for free, and he doesn't have to respect it. And then eventually you're back there, right? So whenever you come forward a bit for like more aggressively, he'll know it's the real one. Oh, this is a sin. The
Like
sca-
I was doing actions in the first intention, not the second intention. This was so bad for me. in
Your
this
best American Eagle impression. Don't worry, there's no shame here. Like if I've been there, done that. It's scary
That's
and it
okay.
sucks.
Yes, I really sent to you to analyze that because it was sucks this game.
But at least you learn a lot. I mean, like it's on the spot. Maybe don't tell that to your team, but I learned a lot, guys.
Yes, was like
I now know what 20 minus 5 is.
like was a better second place. A better second place.
It happens. Like sometimes you just make mistakes. Right? But you have to, like, don't be too hard on yourself or your teams, because you like there will be a moment where your teammates are the ones who mess up. Just
Yes,
like the, yeah, win together, lose together, right?
and it knockouted the team too. This result, the bad result in the second game, like fucked the team. Oh,
Right, and then like even myself, right, when I don't know, when we lost by like 1 or 2 points to Spain, and then another time was someone else who threw the lead, but then we fenced Egypt, and then I went like -6. So like this one was my like there's always someone to blame. Sometimes it happens to be you. So just
Yes.
remember, win together, lose together. And then here, so now it sucks a bit because you're in your third last match. So this, when you're pressuring people, you have to be very aware. For some reason, like there's a bit of a curse. Every time you go for the foot, it seems something bad happens.
Yes. Another thing too is also the altitude of Bolivia, was so bad too. Like to make the paper of the third guy, like you play 3 matches strafe. Like it's only one to repose and go again. Like it's one you play, like one repose, one play again. So to play in this position in the altitude of Bolivia was so bad for me too.
Holy shit, this guy goes flying. This is all from all this momentum.
So
Oh.
unlucky, like what the fuck?
That's okay. That happens. It's right. You're losing, so now it's time to take risks.
Yes, exactly.
But it all depends, right? Like in a team bout, right? At some point, there's a bout that's like, if we're down, this is the one where we're gonna do it,
Exactly.
Ah.
Have a balance there.
right? So like, obviously, like, where like I don't know. Let's say if I was fencing a team with Lamardo and like 2 kids. The bout where I'd be like, okay, Sam, like, well, now's the time to try to catch up, and like you leave that for the Lamardo bout. That's a stupid idea. But if there's
Yeah.
one matchup where you guys are stronger against someone, you can kind of make that the designated like YOLO matchup if it's like it going downhill.
Like this is so bad. Like if we want to have to one strong guy and have to take over in the other guys of the team, you expose you so much. If you you have seen the match of Venezuela team against the Brazil team in the Odesu of the South America Games senior.
I have not.
It's like it's a good match to see because not against Venezuela because Limardo don't play it, but against Colombia with John Edson was like sick. John Edson just put the Colombia team in his back and go.
Yeah, this Rodriguez, he's really good. So actually, I'm gonna watch something here as to where like you could tell literally like was like this is the plan.
Yes,
So let's see here. Hold on. There's another one too where this kind of happens. Where was it? Oh, is it? Right. So this bout started. It was a little rough. Like they all kind of choked. Oh, good cast. So like Roa, right? In theory, you would think Divaroli would just murder him. But he actually holds off really well. Right, he gets some like he's very passive, but he manages to get some good hits. I think next, so right, he only goes 2-2. Like for Divaroli to be behind on that is to not even be ahead on that is uncharacteristic. And then I think Chimini just gets absolutely destroyed by Rodriguez. So this guy is like so tall and so strong.
like how many meters did John Edson have? Like 2.
More than 2.
He's like, and I think he lived in Paris for like 4 years. He's training Paris.
I think more than that. But yeah, he's training out of Paris in a very good club. Yeah. So like right, Italy goes in. I think he loses even more. Right, so it has 3-8. Chimini's not too happy. And then this bout too, like I think they weren't expecting Castillo to get like any points on Santarelli, especially when it starts like this.
Like, but you see, the John Edson has played so good, so well in to make the counter attack over the iron of the enemy. So
Oh, he's so well. It's because he's so tall too. You think you're too close, and then he's very good at doing one retreat and then hitting on top. His footwork, he's very disciplined, and since he's so tall, he's not as dynamic, but he's very controlled.
exactly.
Right,
Like
so-
it's so hard to make this the over iron in the French grip. It's like sick to do.
And he's so tall, he still holds it so far, right? So here, like, no one was expecting Castillo to even be up in points against Santarelli.
Just make double points. That's the way.
Did he hit the floor? Oh yeah, okay, fair enough. But then here, yeah, and then no, it wasn't even this bad. It was still like there's still. So this is the bout. So like here, you can tell at one point They were like, this is about where we're coming back, and there's no stopping us. You can tell, like, as soon as Di Veroli knows, he figures it out. Then he just doesn't stop. You see, like, so there's one thing, right? Even if you're behind, look how careful he is, right? It's a lot of preparing, but he's never really going past this distance until he feels it, right? Like, if Castillo attacks into this, he's gonna get nailed, and so it's, oh, boom, see?
Yes.
Look at it, like, look how careful the prep-in is. So, like, I'm pretty sure, like, towns are like, this is the vow, like, we need to kill this guy or else, like, we're not gonna do it against Rodriguez. Then specific to you, and not necessarily specific to you, but just for team bouts in general, for those of you doing team tournaments. Man, I love how he's staying at the hand, and like you still feel the pressure that you can't attack. Alright, so this is like, now like this is how you were feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, like he's just getting pushed, like Castillo can't go past the hand. He's freaking out, poor guy. But also like they know their role. They're just like we let Rodriguez get points and then we hold them.
Castillo at this moment, only thinking to hold this because.
Yeah, well, even if I was him, I'd be like, I still have 7 points. I'm good.
Exactly.
But look how like heavily he's trying at the hand. And a few beats here and there. Obviously, like with French grips, we're not necessarily gonna get those strong beat 8 grip, beat 8 beats. Wow, that was harder to say than I thought. But you see, like he smells blood. He's like a shark now.
Yes. No, take a look at shark.
And for Castillo is just kind of backing up and hoping he gets the double. Right, and then here, right, Santarelli doesn't necessarily try to get points, but you can tell he's just like, I'm gonna double this out and not give him a chance. Obviously, if some of them aren't doubles, that's good for him, but like here, like we double this out and don't let Rodriguez do anything, because the next one's gonna be another slaughter. There's also some history here, because like Rodriguez beat Santarelli like 15-6 at Worlds. I like Santarelli's preparations. I'm surprised he didn't get it, right? So look at that, like I can't tell if it's it's hard to tell from this angle. Yeah, it looks like he's doing a septime prep, little beats, and then when he feels the distance, you get that satisfying like clinging sound.
This preparation with against Joe Edson is like to be so careful.
Yeah, because like Rodriguez is one guy where like most people like here you feel pretty safe, but John Edison can actually basically make that a straight hit. And a lot of times he starts like low, and by the time you realize he's there, it's too late. Because he's so tall and fast. See how fast Santarelli had to respect that? This is good. See, like they want these doubles.
I'm trying to find the game of Camargo against John Edson in the team competition, Because like Camargo plays very well against John Aves Rodriguez.
Camargo's
Like-
good. I'm surprised he doesn't. If he did more World Cups, he would be really good.
Yeah, no, Camargo is so sick. For in Brazil, he's the best for us. He's the
But I don't know the politics because like I don't see him that often.
it's like
But also maybe
this
money,
year-
like it's expensive.
I thought not. Like I think no, because Camargo have projects here in Brazil with the Olympic Federation, Brazilian Olympic Federation. Have projects to play the World Cups. I think he's probably going to play the other the season, like this Olympic season.
So look at let's look at this. I like this toe hit attempt, but because it's like kind of after, right? So here Sanrelli lost his turn, so it's safe to try. Right, so like when a lot of you and me, Green Bean too, when you were doing the toe hits, like you guys were doing them like now, where like you were way out of distance, just trying, like while there was still in momentum. Rodriguez completely waits for like Sanrelli to lose his turn, right? So he's pressuring, he does a little beat go in, now the turn's lost. Does that make sense? Alright, if it makes sense, I'll assume. But then Sanrelli is so good on the distance there. Wow, like, just look at Rodriguez's tip for the next like 10 seconds. And just look how deadly close it always is to the hands when he's trying stuff. Man. Like you say what you want about him being tall, but he is disciplined.
Like I had like so much moments. The top of Rodriguez saved him like a lot of times because he just put the tip in like God save me.
Yeah. He's so right. So, and then this bad. Obviously, like Sanrelli went up a few points, which is great. But what's important is that like even beyond that, like he was going for like mostly double actions. Like the singles he got were amazing, obviously, but like now it's like they were like this bout is gonna kill you. Like it's another one where poor Castillo just, I believe he just gets eaten up. As I say that, he gets a hit. Did he hit the floor? No, I don't think so. I fenced Chimini and I thought he was so hard to fence. Look at the patience. Like, look how often he goes back and forward in like the next, probably, I think it's like 40 seconds. Back, forward, all the way until he likes the distance. His arm's pretty far out, so he's pretty aware of what he's. But man, look how many times back in, all the way up until he decides he likes it. Man, that was like, what, 30, 40 seconds? I was just pure out, back in, out, back in, out, back in. Man, you can hear it here, but like, man, the Italians were so loud. Right, and then here, right, Chimini could have gotten one, but he's like, I'm cool with tying it up. So they knew what they had to do. So it was obviously like they were down at first, but then they really picked their bouts well. Because after this, it's just not even close. Yeah, and then it's history. Right, and then obviously like, you give these guys, right, you give Di Veroli a 4-point lead in the 9th bout, it's over. Anyway, a little tangent. And same one here. So this one is actually crazy. Like, I mean, we lost to Venezuela in overtime. But like, Venezuela is actually beating Switzerland all the way up until the end. And then Bayard, our homie, just does some really good French grip fencing.
Like a very good style too of French grip.
Yeah, he's really clean. Also, like other people, you're all everyone else is also welcome to comment if you guys want. Yeah, like Bayard's very clean and pretty disciplined and like good footwork. Tip. Wow. So that was just like, so Bayard like went in, he planted his foot, just kept his tip on target, and Lugo got a little too. So you see, like, so a lot of these, like, they don't feel very deep, or that comes a bit with reputation. Like, everyone knows Bayard has very, like, really good, he's just really good. So people will be more tempted to react to it, right? So it's a little bit like someone fencing me versus you or whatever, without any disrespect intended. My feint doesn't have to go as deep as yours because people know that I have it in me to go get it. So this is a bit here what happens, right? Bayard doesn't go that deep. He gets an 8. Cool. Still getting 8, and then finds his timing. This is more of a only lefties can. You can only get away with that righty on lefty. Right, someone. So he goes in. Lugo takes 6, and you can actually kind of frame it around. But you can only get that because he's kind of like he's always low on his legs. Like even when he looks like he's standing up, he's actually still bending his legs. Oh. Wow, that was really good. Okay, so he did something deep. He saw a bit of a 4. Wow, the reaction is so good. half lunge. As soon as he sees d8, he doesn't even. He just pushes into it. That was so clean. Oof. This is the same thing we're talking a bit earlier with the, like, it wasn't really his turn to toe hit, but actually we were talking the other day. I think it was yesterday. Like someone was asking about like how do I avoid toe hits? Like this is pretty much it. The timing was pretty good. It was on the flat foot, but because Bayard was so forward focused on his tip, he managed to get it in. And then yeah, he smells blood, so he's just grabbing it. Wow. French grip still losing? I mean, he just made like a 6-point comeback. Whereas this is Lugo backing, so it's a bit on theme, right? Saying it happens at all levels, right? Sometimes we get pressured, and Lugo's just kind of backing and panicking a bit. He hasn't really done anything yet. And Bayard's just pressuring until he finds his moment. And then they... Right, but then, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're still losing, but 6-point comeback on the 8th round. And then this actually allows Heinzer to win the bout. Alright, what shall we watch next?
My second one.
Thank you, GP. Appreciate, man. Sorry for the bad English. I was a little bit nervous, but
That's okay. I don't speak Spanish, so don't worry.
it's
No habla
Portuguese, not
español. Ah, fuck.
Spanish.
Not only that, now I'm a racist.
It was close.
Green bean, your second one, you said, right? Yeah, I remember watching this for you. Okay, let's watch. But yeah, like at first, do you remember what the first hit was? Alright, Green Bean, you're up. Paging Dr. Green Bean. Oh yeah, we'll do that one, Spider. Alright, are you in the chat, Spider?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Who are you?
I'm on the right with the yellow shoes.
Yellow shoes, okay. And this was a tournament, looks like. Where are you from?
I'm from India, but I was fencing here in Michigan.
Oh, okay. So what kind of tournament was this? How old are you?
I'm 20 right now.
Okay.
I fenced at the university there. So this was just an open tournament, I think, at Wayne State.
That's fine. Cool. Alright, let's watch. So do you win or lose this bout? Lost. Oh, it says up here. Okay. Well, what was your plan going in? Had you fenced this guy before?
No, but I'd seen like in bouts before, and like one of my teammates had fenced him in the pools, and he knew that he was gonna be fast, and he had a very good flash. So I respected that, and I tried to push him back on his feet, and like not. I didn't want him to be pushing me.
Okay. Right now, I see a guy who's very static on his feet. Oof. So, when someone's pressuring a lot with the blade, right? He's doing a lot of 4-8. Be very careful, because a lot of times when people show you one, they want the other. But you did try to call it out, but like super risky. No one hits. So, but just be mindful, right? This guy's showing me like 4-8. I'm pretty sure he's looking for a 6. And then when you go in, he does do a 6. So if you want to call someone out on that, like you have a lot of time, right? You could have gone like half step or something like that, but I think Flesh was a little eager.
Okay.
But yeah, like you said, he is pressuring. Oh, you got, see, that one was, let's see. Nice. Yeah, so see, so this, we were talking about this earlier. You went in right when he's flat-footed, and he didn't quite have the time to make up his mind. He decided to do the old half of each cheek, where he half-asses everything. Right, so he half-asses this stop hit, then decides to parry. So he gets half a stop hit, half a parry, but because you're in distance, you destroy him.
Yeah, I think later in the bout, in the same, I tried the same things, but he caught me a lot of times on that pole.
Oh, what a sin! Look at that! Look how standing up you are. Like realist, like so you go for the hand and you stand up, right? When you do this, what like, unless you hit, right, which you're probably not, what you gain nothing off of this. Same with this one. Right, even if, unless you're getting exactly what you want, you gain nothing out of this because you're just standing up and you're giving a chance for him to come hit you. Do those with your legs bent. Wow. But your kind of like attack timing is really good. And then this is kind of what you said earlier, right? So he shows you a really deep 4. Or something really let's see. Looks like a deep 4. It was more like a hand feint, but like he did it with the intention to come back in 6. But you were fast enough. So far you're fencing relatively well. Oh my god, I hate these. As I say that, I just roast you. But this, I'm gonna send you to fencing jail.
Is it because I'm standing up?
You're standing up on your camera. And it does nothing. James, what video? Your timing seems to be like pretty good. Like when you decide to go, right? Like it's usually like when the guy's flat-footed, like you're very good at catching that. And you're pretty good at getting yourself out of trouble, even if he does get the parry. So Like overall, like your feeling of when you should be attacking is pretty good. But because you're constantly standing up, it's hard for you to gauge your distance. So here, you got more. I feel like you got more pressure than you thought you were, and that happens. Yeah, so he calls you out for not moving too much. So it's okay. You're just, we don't really see a big pattern yet, but really need to bend your legs. So far, right, he's only been defensive, but now he's deciding to be on the offensive with you. Oof. Oh, so there. I just spent so long complimenting your timing. So he pushes, but he's already backing up, and you're trying to attack. Thankfully, he also likes to do tango. Oh wait. Miss. Yeah, it's no good. So now, right, he hasn't really changed what he's doing, but he's doing it like with an offensive mindset. So, and you're really not able to adapt because he's just killing you. Tommy, everything is wonderful. My knee's gonna heal so I can still fence. We are good. Alright, so here, this is tough for a lot of people. What, like, he's right, you were getting a bunch of attacks, and now suddenly this guy decides that he's just throwing himself at you. What's going on in your mind?
I try to increase the distance usually at that point, and like go for a fake, and then if he reacts, just I don't know, disengage and then counter.
Okay. A little bit, yeah, a little. So overall, your plan's pretty good, and then you're not letting him push for free anymore. So you're actually adapting quite well. You need to start bending, specifically this back leg. Did no, Tommy, this is I think senior or like early senior, just turned 20. See, so yeah, I can see your thought process, right? The guy's showing you 6. You want to go in, but look, because of that, because you're doing the flagpole, right? You're getting like no penetration, but also like remember, right? That we talked about this earlier. If someone's showing you one thing, very often it's because they want to do the opposite, right? So he showed you 6, 6, 6. You go in, he does a 4. So you're panicking a bit. Also, fun fact, Tommy Linto in the YouTube chat, Tommy actually beat Genet in a 15-hit bout. So if you want to know how to beat Genet, throw your questions out and we can ask him directly. So here, like, I think if you're able to, because you kind of counterattack, you fence like you're. Oh, that was really good. Well done. So you're very good at attacking, but your defending is very lackluster. But like, man, when you're so good at getting yourself out of trouble. Do you parry much?
I try to a little bit, but I was fencing with a French grip for a long time. So when I switched to a pistol, I think a lot of my French grip game is still there.
Okay. That's like, so I think like if you were to add like one good parry to your repertoire, you could really start stopping people from just pushing you. But also bend your legs. Alright, so let's go back towards the end. So, was this 14-14 or you lost on a double?
What's a double?
Ah, okay. Wow, really risky. Oh, right. So if you're gonna engage yourself like that, right? Doing a half squat, not the greatest. Like, it's when you're in a really tight situation, right? You don't want to do low percentage actions like this, right? Like you want to do something where, like, worst case is you'll get a double. Because this, unfortunately, loses you the match. Oh. So we kind of looked at this earlier too. So you're doing a toe hit on, or a low line hit when it's not really your turn, right? You're pushing him, right? And as soon as you did your prep, he hopped forward. So like 90% chance you're getting a double here. So very risky. When you do like low line, it needs to be on your terms. So when you do your prep, right? Like imagine here you did your, where is it? It's coming, right? So you did your, right? You did this prep and you're like, oh shit, I can't. You do your prep here, you're like, oh shit, I can't do a leg hit. But because in your mind you kind of had two options, if you couldn't feel the leg hit, you could have parried, right? So give yourself like kind of two options, like, right, what can I do in any certain moment? And then when you do your prep, oh my god, I keep skipping everything. Right, so prep here. Imagine here where you're like, instead of committing to my low line, I'll just parry. Or I'll just stop hit. But instead this happened, which is unfortunate. I'll find some example. Okay, so I'll do green. Just one second, I'm going to find the bout. Right, so this is when I was fencing, what's his face? Garcia. Right, so the whole day I was getting a lot of I got a lot of toe hits on him during the bouts, so I was kind of looking for it. But basically anytime, like, he was trying to punish that too. And you can see, right, I'm constantly looking for something. If I don't see it, I just leave because it's going to be a double. And this is kind of what happened with you, right? You went in on a similar timing. It wasn't quite my turn, so I decided to just cancel. and threaten with my tip, and then I'm able to instantly take it back. But then right at 14-14, I was thinking I'm gonna hit this guy in the foot. But right, every prep I'm being insanely careful. Prep, and see, I've already planted my foot. I didn't feel it, so all I really did was park my tip and leave, and then he actually just runs into. Right, so it's kind of like just it's a risky action, but I turned it into something that's kind of high risk. High reward. Okay, we'll do green beans, and then do we have other people who want bouts? So I'm not only doing one person. Anyway, Spider, did you get enough out of that?
Yeah, that was helpful. Thank you.
Okay, let's do green. Okay, what did you say this hit was? Counterattack for me, okay. I remember watching, so our friend is the guy on the left.
A lot of foot hits on him this match.
Right, so you started pretty well. So you only had like one pretty good feint, and it was, I think, around here. You stand up a lot in your counterattack. So it's a reoccurring theme. We've already been through that. So here, right, you're pressuring really fast.
I think I was getting ready to duck him then, because I was expecting he'd try and go over the top sooner than that.
Alright, so it was a little bit of a gamble, but we take.
Mm-hmm. My coach mentioned that I was often feinting for the wrist, but he said they were just like meaningless because they weren't.
They're all at any point, like sometimes. So and then we get in our own head, right? Because sometimes, like we have bouts where we fence people who really respect us, and then they react to everything we do. But then you end up getting to this guy, who you need to go way deeper. But a lot of this is in your mind. This was a feint. This is not a feint.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of pushes, picks his moment, and once you're too close, he wrecks you.
Yeah, I spoke to him after. He was saying he was always holding Seeks when he was attacking, and he said that I need to do more disengages and I need to do more second intention attacks.
Yeah, exactly. So right, so now here you're kind of like, so you're showing 6, but he's not even biting, right? So you had no real reason, right? Like you showed 6, and you're hoping to God that he bites on it, but he never actually bit until the end, where he just went straight. So you're assuming information too fast, I guess, or you're using it too fast. Well, you're using it when it's not even there yet.
Okay.
But like my immediate intuition is that this guy wants to do 6. But that might just be like a British thing. A lot of the British guys seem to like 6. Like your toe hit is really good. Like if you could get the same conviction out of your toe hit as your like hand feints, you would get so much info.
Okay. What in particular would you be looking for?
Well, like
Was
is
just like an overcompensation or what?
right? 'Cause, like you see how like he has to react to this, but you're still relatively safe.
Oh, he did say that. He did say that. He said that I should make him react, and the only times that he was doing it was on the foot hits because he knew that after the first couple that he was in real danger from them.
Here we can kind of look here. So there's kind of two ways to look at it, right? So let's see. I was super down to Kushnerik, and right, and I give like probably like the limpest lunge you're gonna see in your life, man. Ugh. Uh, Right, so see, like, I'm playing off his reactions here. Obviously, like, here he's giving me a lot to play with, so it's really fun to read. Like, it's easy, right? You can kind of, not easy, but you can tell that, like, there's probably a 6 coming in. So I was able to duck under that, and then kind of same thing here. I can tell by the windmill 8, and he's going forward. So this is also to help the people who had trouble getting pressured earlier. Where, like, he was pressuring me, and he was giving me so much info, right? And he still kind of wanted the 6, but like he was expecting me to try a duck again, I think. But you see, like every time he's coming in, I'm making sure he knows, and then as soon as I find my moment, even my arm a little bit late, I get it in. Right, so I'm kind of playing off what's being given to me. So here it's a bit easier because there's something actively being given to me.
Yeah.
But creating it, let's see if I can find somewhere. Two seconds. Right, so you see how the whole time, right, the Calderon's pushing me. I'm rarely like, so my blade's moving. There's always something happening, right? Up, down, up, down. There's beats here and there. So I'm not just backing up for free. There's always a threat. Like, see, like even every time I'm moving, you can tell he's like, shit, is something gonna happen? I'm just pointing at different things. And as he's pushing, he kind of throws himself at me, so it's not completely fair to him, but you see, like, I'm just being ready. He's expecting something when nothing's happening. And then when I'm trying to be a bit more proactive, towards the end I was panicking a bit because he was coming back. You see, even like a beat or something, like that'll get you something right here. Like, right, see how I beat and it goes so low? That's one way to kind of like get people to do 6. And see, I actually got it out of him. But I was a little late, but I managed to get a counterattack. Just wait, just kind of like find ways to pressure, and then like if you'll find things you like. You'll see I really like using beat 8 because it gives me a lot of options. Yeah. And I like disengaging 6.
I find it really hard to like get a disengage and then keep my point on, because if
well, that's hard to do. That's just,
if you look in my fights, you see how far back my hand is in my grip, and I don't have a pommel on that.
Yeah, and you see how here I 8, and then see, like, instead of giving him 6, right? The one one prep gave me 2 options already, right? I do 8. The other time, right, I went for his 6 to make him parry 6, and this time I go for the foot and I almost nail him.
Yeah.
And then I think do I do 8 again? Probably. No, then I just go straight. So I don't really. I'm pretending to. I might do 8, but I just go straight. And then this is the opposite game where if I want to do a straight hit, I show parry, then I go straight. Just anyway, just to give you ideas. But then hold on. So let's do this. We had people asking how we can do hand hits and such.
I do have to go in 5 minutes, not to rush you or anything, but I will watch the stream on replay.
Yeah. No worries. And then I'm just gonna grab a sword. Hold on. Yeah, adrenaline. So hand hits. Hold on, I gotta. Turn off push to talk. Okay, we're good here. Voice activity, okay. And I'll turn on camera for Discord. So let's see what we can use. Okay, let's see if we can make this work. So, like when you're holding your weapon, you have your handle, right? So then
Yeah. Mine's not curved. Mine's just completely straight.
yeah, everyone's is different. Like just for example, then if you have like if you can hit a tennis ball, basically like when you go for the hand, right? These fingers are doing all the work. This is basically just holding your weapon in place. So like it's really just a pinch of the wrist, and then you can vary how deep you want to go, right? And then you can decide sometimes when you're on guard, you do like a little bit of legs and then a lot of hands. See what you get. You can get a lot of leg, just a little bit of hand. And then when it comes time to actually hit the hand, right, it's just you squeeze. You want to go, like you kind of squeeze the direction you want to go. If you want to go under, for me, some people like to do this one. I'm not a fan of it because it leads into a huge action. But you can do under, right, where I just pinch my fingers, right, pinch under, and then you can come back into 6 if you want, go for the foot, what have you. But it's all pinch. And then if you need to, right, to really do an opposition, you just kind of pinch back. You just pinch up. That makes sense? Well, to you, I know it makes sense because you're a bit more experienced. For Articape in the chat. And then what you can do is you can put a ball on the string. Alright, it's just a lockdown special. You just put a ball on the string and you just poke it continuously.
Yeah. I've got to go now, mate.
Yeah, I'll see you
Thanks
later.
so much for your help.
Of course.
Bye.
Alright, bye. I'll just put it on the microphone stand for demonstration purposes. Hopefully it doesn't swing too much. Or I don't hit my... Right, but you can easily practice this and just hit it constantly. Right, and just hit, hit, hit. Then you try to hit as many times as you can, things like that. So hitting the top of the hand, you'd be more like you need to be higher than your bell guard. Your bell guard has to be higher than theirs. So you're just extending and keeping your tip kind of where they are. And this is where having bend on your grips becomes where a lot of people like to have that, because if your grip is straight, you end up having to really break your wrist to hit properly. But if you have a bit of it, for me anyway. Oh, I could probably use a smaller ball if I had one, but I like to feel good about myself. Right, so when you're hitting someone's top hand, it's usually around here, but like there's no perfect motion, right? Whenever you hit someone on the top of the hand, it might be here, it might be here, but when you're doing a lesson, like your goal is to hit like here, like you're always, wherever it is you're hitting just around here. All right, do we have more questions? Or if not, it's going to be my dinner time soon. Actually, here's my question to Tommy. How did you beat Fabrice Genet? What was your secret? Flash. But that was it. Like you just said, I'm gonna flash. That's one thing that Eric Bois said as well. He said Fabrice doesn't really have he didn't really have a parry. So as long as you choose your moment to flash, worst case scenario is double. You run a club, you're running any tips for keeping motivation to your members? I don't own a club too much. Well, never own a club, but it depends. Like people are very motivated. You get a lot of dopamine when you learn something new. So maybe keep challenges coming. So make bouting nights where there's different themes. Yes, yeah, I guess you can't lunge on that guy because or else his arm is so long it's going to be like a counter attack. I feel like if I was going to fence Rodriguez again, I would probably just flesh at him as often as I can. Yeah, so I think if you're running a club, keep it challenging. So maybe if you have 2 hours of free bouting. You could try to set challenges like today. I don't know. This side is 10 seconds, and then the other side has a 2-point lead. So little challenge scenarios like that, or one side can only take the blade, the other side is not allowed to take the blade. Things like that. Set up challenges. That would be my idea. Mental preparation. Everyone's a little bit different on that. I get really nervous if I overanalyze. So I make a plan and then I just go to bed. I don't overthink it. But for me, a lot of it's just how well am I gonna? I make sure I get a good night's sleep. I make sure I get a good dinner. I don't want to worry about anything except what's in front of me. So I try not to overthink it. Everyone's very different. Some people need all that info, but I feel like when I go in with too much info, I make too big of a plan. So I just generalize and trust my instinct. For visualization, It's hard. Like, so I personally, some people really like it, but like before a competition, I try not to visualize too much because otherwise I play the whole tournament in my head before it happens. But like, I'll visualize like, you know, you can really close your eyes and you can picture that if I'm gonna go in, disengage at 6, I'm just gonna picture that my opponent is stepping forward, and then I just pinch my fingers in that motion. Or, you know, I pressure my opponent. I make sure that the weight on my knee is good, that my footwork's feeling good. Find your favorite hit and visualize you just doing that over and over. All right, any more questions? Okay, everyone, thank you for joining. Bye, Dummy. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night, guys, and I'm gonna go have my dinner. Thanks for stopping by, and then hopefully this next one will be like a Christmas one, so I'll make it. I'll try to make it more EU friendly as well, and then we can have a good time. So have a good weekend, everyone.